I next invite Professor Dheeraj Sanghi, a professor of computer science and engineering at IIT Kanpur. His thoughts on education are widely followed through his blog. He has been a close associate in IIT Gandhinagar's journey and has been associated with IIT Gandhinagar for many years. He is currently a guest professor and he has visited us more than 50 times.
Thank you very much. It's always a pleasure to be here. The first time I visited IIT Gandhinagar was, I think, just a week after Professor Jain had taken over as director. I was in Jaipur at that time. In fact, he had come to Jaipur before coming to Ahmedabad and said, just why don't you come along with me? So I said, no, let's, at least you go and find out a hostel room where I can stay for a day. So we said, okay, we'll come after a week. When I was thinking about what should I say here, Amit told me that, why do you come here? So this is my 59th visit to Ahmedabad since that June of 2009, right? So why have I come 59 times? I see this campus as a campus which is very vibrant, very active, very innovative, and every time I come here, I learn something. Also, I feel that sometimes the ideas that I may give are taken seriously, whether they're implemented or not. Sometimes, obviously, I don't expect everything I will say will be implemented, but they're taken seriously. There are a lot of people who are very innovative here that I have interacted with in faculty as well as students. People like Amit, Jason, Harish, and many others. I mean, pretty much everybody in the faculty that I've talked to comes up with so many ideas that I learn a lot every time I come here. Okay. Even interacting with students, Yash, I've met a couple of times. Akash was somewhere here. Every time I talk to people like them, it's been great. One of the things that, I think I could say I have small influence was in the beginning when I would talk to Professor Jain about how do we build rules. And I said, there is one mistake that IIT Kanpur has done, and you shouldn't do that mistake. And that mistake was that we had very rigid rules. And we could live with those rigid rules because nobody cared about those rules. When I was a student at IIT Kanpur, I could do anything under the sun, irrespective of what the rules were. Right? Anything I wanted to do, I'll give an application, SUGC or whatever those committees were, they'll say, yeah, this looks all right, allowed. Right? However, when we became big, when we have 6,000 students, we no longer can look at every application of every student and say, let's allow this because this is the right thing to do. So therefore, slowly, rigidity started settling in because those rules have to be followed because you can't do things on a day-to-day, on a case-to-case basis. So I always, every committee that I will be member of here, I'll say, look, the rules have to inbuilt flexibility. Students should be able to do pretty much anything under the sun. Other than, breaking things, they can do anything. So I think that's one thing that I can kind of take pride in, that, that's some influence that I have had here. I write blogs about education. About 3 years ago, I wrote a blog in which I said, if I am JE number 1 today, and if I have to take an engineering admission, I will take it at IIT Gandhinagar. I don't think people believed me, right? So many people said, no, this is not correct. He's just saying it because, he goes there so often, he has friends there, director is a friend there. But I can tell you, I'm serious. Even today, I'm very serious in saying that, and I always suggest to people that you should go and study where you can do anything under the sun. Jason had talked about growth, how the institute has changed over the last 10 years. And in my 59 visits, I don't think institute has changed. It remains as innovative, it remains as student-centric, it remains as creative, and it remains a place which is happening place where every time it is fun to come back to. There are too many things to talk about, but I think that will take a long time. As a professor, we are used to 50 minutes talks, but If I start speaking, I have a very long list of things to say, but maybe some other time, maybe during the dinner time or something. Finally, thank you very much for inviting me here. Thank you.